Okay, so we're going to do a practice of the Metta Bhavana quite appropriately, and we'll start by saluting the three jewels. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Dhammaya.
Namo Dhammaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Namah.
Namo Namah.
Om.
Om.
Ah. Hum. Hum.
Boom.
So it's great to be joining everybody here from the Shrine Room in the women's community, and with Vicky here, who's doing a lot of technical support for me, which is great. And I'm just going to say a little bit about Metta Bhavana before we go into the practice. So first of all, people who have joined us from halfway through the introductory course, the intermediate course, I'm just going to remind us of what the stages are of the Metta Bhavana. So we start by wishing ourselves well, by bringing a sense of wishing the best for what is most important for us, for ourselves, wishing ourselves well and happy. Then we bring to mind a good friend, and we also wish them well, wanting what's best for them. We bring to mind someone we don't know, and then in the fourth stage, we bring to mind someone that we find difficult. And then what we do in the fifth stage is we just bring together all those people, wish each other, all of us well, and then we broaden out to wish the whole of the world well. And in this stage, following on from what Metta has been doing the last couple of weeks, just great to imagine us as a Sangha in the Great Hall, have a sense of us practicing together, doing the Metta Bhavana together, imaginatively, in the Great Hall, in the Buddhist Center. So those are the stages of the Metta Bhavana, and I'll ring bells for the stages. So I'm just going to say a little bit about compassion. So compassion arises, as Metta has said, when metta meets suffering, when metta meets suffering. And in order for compassion to arise, we need to be really allowing our metta to develop, strengthening our metta. And we need to be able to be aware to meet the suffering of ourselves and others. And when we do this, we begin to soften the boundaries between ourselves and others. So it becomes a wisdom practice. But meeting suffering in ourselves and in others can be really difficult. It can be overwhelming so that we cut off from it, or we find ourselves just full of anxiety. And what I've been finding doing the Metta Bhavana these last few weeks is that I have at the moment quite a lot of prapancha, which is I'm thinking quite a lot, and I've got quite a lot of anxiety some of the time. And I can find I'm in a bit of an kind of internal conflict where I'm trying to do the Metta Bhavana, but yet I've got quite a lot going on in my mind. And what I'm finding is working for me is to allow myself just to bring metta to whatever's going on, not to try and fight it. So that if what I'm feeling is anxiety, bring metta to that anxiety. If I'm feeling a little bit cut off, a little bit blank, not much going on, bringing metta to that. And by metta, I just mean a gentle sense of kindness, a moving towards and allowing to be my experience. And then I find that in the metta will grow, and I can also hold the suffering of myself and others a little bit more. And another thing that I'm finding really helpful is to use whatever I'm experiencing to connect with other people. So, for instance, I bring a good friend to mind, but I find that I'm really caught up in thoughts. I'm worried about my family, for instance. And what I've been doing is then thinking, well, my friend will also be doing exactly what I'm doing. So I can use my own experience as the basis for metta for my friend. So using what's actually going on for me to connect with other people. So that I'm not fighting my experience, I'm working with it to allow the metta to grow and therefore be more connected to other people. There's a gesture that I really like that Vidyamala uses a lot, that rather than being tight, I'm slowly opening up my experience so that I'm reaching out to what's actually there and bringing a sense of kindness to that experience. Yes, so I really, it might be a chance doing this Metta Bhavana where we're connecting with compassion to our own suffering and the suffering of others, to just experiment with being open to what's actually going on for you and meeting that with a sense of kindness, and then connecting that whatever it is I'm feeling, other people will be feeling it too, and connecting with them. Okay. So we're going to start with a body awareness. So if you get yourself comfortable. If you get yourself in a good posture. So a sense of your sitting bones in contact with your chair or your cushion. Just having a relax into the position. If you feel comfortable, closing your eyes or looking at the ground in front of you. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths. Just letting go of any tension on the out breath. And becoming aware of where your body is in contact with your chair, your cushions, your stool. Where your body is in contact with the floor, the mat. Allowing those sensations to really grow in your experience. And letting go into those sensations. Allowing the ground to hold your weight. So having a sense of yourself held by the ground, held by the earth. You can let go into the earth. And as you let go into the earth, you can allow the upper part of your body just to naturally rise up. So having a sense of yourself being like a mountain, connected to the earth, soaring up into a blue sky. Becoming aware of the sensations in your body associated with the breath. The breath coming in, the breath going out. Sensations in your belly. If there's any tension in your belly, allowing that to soften. Becoming aware of your hands. Again, if there's any tension in your hands, just letting that drop away, letting that soften. Letting go with your shoulders, letting your shoulders drop down. The chest opens a little bit. Having a sense of your head balanced on your neck. Maybe just moving your head a little bit just to check that it's balanced. And becoming aware of your scalp, and then your face. Letting the tension in your face drop away. Imagine your forehead is smooth, all the wrinkles have dropped away. Letting go of the tension around your mouth and jaw.
We've got somebody's audio on that isn't Satyajoti's.
Just keeping your awareness in your experience right now. The rise and fall of your chest. And then the area around your heart. Becoming aware of any openness, any sense of expansion, any warmth in that area around your heart. So having a strong sense of yourself and your experience, so that as we move into the first stage of the Metta Bhavana, you meet your experience, whatever it is, with a sense of kindness, wishing yourself well. The Metta Bhavana. So now in the second stage, bringing to mind a good friend and perhaps connecting with whatever you're feeling, they probably have felt it too. And wishing them well, wishing them happiness. So in the third stage, bringing to mind somebody you don't know very well, you don't have strong emotions about them, bringing them to mind, perhaps imagining their context at this time, and bringing a sense of connection, of metta, of wishing them well. Bring them to mind and wish them well. So now in the fourth stage, bring to mind someone you find difficult. So that might be somebody you're living with, or someone in your family right now, or it might be somebody that you found yourself disapproving of, perhaps the way that they're behaving at the moment. So someone you find difficult, and trying to connect with what you have in common. That all of us are experiencing fear and anxiety. All of us want to be happy, want to be free from suffering. And if you find that you get overwhelmed at all, coming back to your own experience of yourself, wishing yourself well, opening out to your own experience, and then coming back to the person you find difficult. And now the fifth and final stage. First of all, just bringing to mind yourself, your good friend, your neutral person you find difficult. And looking for what connects you all, the suffering that you all share. And bringing a sense of metta to meet that suffering. And then in your own time, broadening out to bring to mind all of us in all our different houses, all our different contexts tonight. And having a sense of us as a Sangha, perhaps imagining us all in the great hall together, doing the Metta Bhavana for each other. And perhaps opening out for the metta that's coming your way, receiving the metta that's coming to you. And then broadening out, sending metta across the world, bringing to mind perhaps particular people you know of in different situations. Now, letting go of the Metta Bhavana, sitting together as a Sangha.